For our next segment, we're extremely excited to welcome singer-songwriter Lyrica Anderson and super producer Floyd A1 Bentley. I love saying that. You may have seen this couple on VH1's Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I watched the show. There's always a lot of drama surrounding them and really pretty much the whole cast. They also have a new joint EP called Love Scars, which came out last night at midnight. Very happy to have you guys here. Welcome.
Hello.
How exciting. You have your EP just dropped last night, Love Scars.
Yes.
You're working together, which I can kind of imagine can be like a little stressful, but we'll get into that, right? When you're a couple. Can you tell us a little bit about your new EP before we see a clip?
I'm really excited about it. I feel like we got a chance to connect and just like talk about not only some of the things that we've gone through as a couple, but just what I feel like other people go through and they might not want to, share, or your vulnerabilities, things like that.
Yeah, and the songwriting experience and presenting a song is such like a soul bearing thing, like you said, vulnerable.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
You want to watch a clip?
Have me feeling like I ain't jack. Ooh, fussing and fighting, we getting violent. Scratches on me and I can't even hide it. Get your shit, get out of my face. Blaming me for all your mistakes. Now you got me wanna get back. Playing this game called tit for tat.
Love that. And people can download it today.
Yes, definitely. It's on all platforms.
Very cool. I'll download it. I like it.
Yes, thank you. And that's just one song, so you got to hear the rest. It's some up-tempo, some more ballads and stuff.
Very cool. So the name Love Scars, how did you guys come to that?
I'll let A1 answer that.
Just with what everybody's been seeing on Love and Hip Hop, we've been through a lot this year. Mm-hmm. So, but through it all, we're working it out. So we decided to just do a joint EP.
Do you think in some ways when you put out a song like that where you're like generally kind of addressing your own stuff in a way, do you think that's a way for people who have comments on your relationships to kind of be quiet, like reference the song and leave us alone? This is our family.
Yes, definitely. Because when you're on TV, especially when you're on reality, like people cast their judgments all the time, even though what they don't understand is you're only seeing a piece of what's going on. So it could be like a whole better side or good side that they never see because you just get whatever's captured. So the music is like a way of just being like, okay, yeah, here's some of what we've been through. Yeah, leave us alone.
Do you ever have moments where you regret signing up for a reality show, or are you like totally cool with it?
I'm cool with it, It's a great platform.
It is a great platform. Well, not really. I mean, I've always been somewhat of an open book, but it definitely takes all your, privacy away. And then especially when you're like trying to defend certain things or rumors, that can get annoying.
Yeah. But I feel like in some ways, everybody is kind of like their own little reality star because of social media. So anytime you put out anything or you change your relationship status, it's like even if you're, Joe Schmo who's an electrician, you've got somebody in your business now that
That's
you
true.
never used to have.
You like put a picture up of your baby and you could be out at Walmart and someone will call you by your Instagram name and be like, oh my God, your son's so cute or whatever. And you're just like, what? But it's so true. Like there is no privacy with Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. It's like people know you anyway. So
Yeah. And with the EP, you say it centers around issues that people are facing in their relationships, but you both have worked extensively with like huge names in the music industry, Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson, just to name a few. What's that like working with the top A-list artists of our time?
it's super fun. I mean, I love it. Like, it's cool. You get to get in. Sometimes you even get to hear their personal stories. Like, if you work directly, if you don't just send the song in and you get to work with them directly, it's pretty cool because I've had artists, like, tell me their breakups or their just, I don't know, issues with their dads or a drug habit or, I don't know, just things that people go through and they're afraid to talk about.
Yeah.
And for you, kind of the same
experience.
Yeah. Do you guys like ever feel that you compete with each other because you're in the same industry, or is it more like you just rise up and support?
Well, I mean, when you're married, it's supposed to be one. I mean, even if you're a couple, you're supposed to be one. So I don't feel like really it should feel like that. If he's winning, then I'm winning.
Right.
Well, that's a really good way of looking at it, because we actually did a segment last week where an author came on and said that couples have a hard time. Sometimes they compete with each other, especially if they're in the same career. So do you have any tips on how the two of you don't, or is it more just like a natural flow you have that you've never been competitive?
Nah, no competitive.
Yeah, it's like, what was I going to say? We'd say like little funny things. Like he'll be like, yeah, that's how much I brought home this month or something like that. And I'll be like, well, I'm working on this. Like we'll make a joke, but it's not like super serious or whatever. Like if he has a single, he'll be like, oh, let's try to work on your single, or vice versa. I'll be like, oh, well, baby, you should try this or that. So we give each other ideas and stuff. So I feel like it's helpful.
Do you feel like the music industry treats you differently because of your gender?
Gender as in,
Meaning, like, for you being a woman in music versus being a man in music, do you feel like you have to have different struggles than your husband? Like, do you have to fight?
yes, way harder. Mm-hmm. It's hard, like being a girl and, you know, the flirting, and then sometimes it's like expected, like, oh, I'm such and such and you get to work with me. Say have a bigger name than you, then they expect, like, you know, so you're not gonna like go to dinner, or I've lost situations because I didn't go to dinner or I didn't do certain things, and literally like that same person stopped picking up their phone.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think for men it's a lot different, because like, yeah, girls are flirts, but men get like, it's different.
Yeah.
It's definitely different. Yeah, to answer your question.
Is that difficult hearing Lyrica talk about her experience, that she loses opportunities because she didn't go to dinner with someone or didn't reciprocate in a flirty exchange?
It's frustrating at times, but I get it.
You get it.
I don't go through it as much now because people kind of know we're together.
Yeah.
And they know we work together. But there was a time where it was like, it was bad. And then
People don't respect relationships or marriages, so
that too. Yeah, some people are kind of like, okay, and who is he to me? That type of thing, which I'm sure girls do the same thing. So a lot of people, yeah, these days don't respect relationships, period. So
yeah, it's a weird time we live in.
Yeah.
Finally, what advice do you have for the like aspiring singer-songwriter out there? Especially in this business, because everything's like they get discovered on YouTube and you can put like your own single out on iTunes. Like, how do you cut through and make a name for yourself?
Man, I mean, just stay true to yourself and, you know, don't give up. I know it sounds crazy, but like, really don't give up. Just keep going, you know. Mm-hmm. You'll get that break if you just stay at it.
Keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
yeah, I agree. Definitely keep pushing. Don't give up, because you just never know where it's going to come from. You could be a singer and book a commercial first, or a movie first, or get a placement. You know, I always wanted to be an artist, singer, but I got in the songwriting game first. That's just what door opened for me first. So it's just, we don't always have, what's the word I'm looking for, like the choice to be like, oh, well, but eventually it takes you where you're supposed to be. So I feel like everybody's journey is different, but,
Yeah.
you know.
But it gets you to the destination.
Destination, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
for
Very nice
having
meeting
us.
you both.
Nice meeting. I heard you talking about your baby. So congrats. I'm next.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. When are you due?
Soon.
You don't look like you're due soon.
Really? Thanks. Not too
I'm
soon.
so happy for you guys. Yay. Well, after you become a new mom, we'll have you come and like talk about mommyhood too.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're writing like lullabies as well.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that would be dope.
You know, you should.
Yeah, right?
Think about it.